His name was Khalid ibn al-Walid. And if you know that name, you already know what comes next. Khalid was not simply a general. He was, and historians both ancient and modern have struggled to find a comparison, arguably the most tactically gifted battlefield commander in the history of warfare. In over 100 battles fought across his lifetime, he was never defeated, not once. He had broken Arab tribal armies. He had humiliated Byzantine forces. He had crushed rebellion after rebellion across the Arabian Peninsula. He had a gift, almost supernatural in its precision, for reading a battlefield, identifying the exact point of weakness, and driving a blade straight through it. He was fast where other generals were cautious, bold where others hesitated, and perhaps most dangerously, he thought differently. His mind didn't follow the predictable patterns of conventional warfare. When Khalid looked at the battlefield at Walaja, he didn't see a problem. He saw an opportunity. On paper, the situation was catastrophic. Khalid's force, roughly 8,000 men, was facing a Persian army between 5 and 6 times its size. Andarzagar's formation was designed not just to defeat the Muslims, but to encircle them completely. Persian cavalry on both flanks waited to sweep around the Muslim line the moment battle was joined, and there were the hidden reserves, unknown to Khalid, or so the Persians assumed. But Khalid had scouts, fast-moving riders who had surveyed the terrain, mapped Persian positions, and, crucially, discovered the hidden reserve force tucked into the ridgeline. Most generals, learning they were outnumbered 6-1, and that the enemy had a secret ambush force waiting in reserve, would have retreated. Khalid ibn al-Walid did the opposite. He smiled, because now he understood exactly how Andarzaghar was going to try to kill him, and that meant he knew how to win. Khalid's tactical genius at Walaja was so sophisticated that military historians still analyze it today. He did something that had almost never been done in the ancient world, certainly not with such precision and speed on an open battlefield. He executed a double envelopment, the same tactic Hannibal had used at Cannae against Rome 6 centuries earlier, but adapted, modified, and deployed in a completely different way. Here was the plan. Khalid divided his cavalry into 2 hidden wings. They did not take their place in the standard battle line. Instead, they were concealed far behind the flanks, out of sight of Persian scouts, masked by terrain and dust. His center, infantry, locked in tight formation, would advance toward the Persian line and engage directly. They would hold. They would absorb pressure. They would look to Andarzaghar like men beginning to buckle. Then, when the Persians surged forward, when Andarzaghar committed his flanking cavalry, to complete the encirclement, Khalid's hidden wings would explode outward, around the Persian flanks, into their rear, turning the Persian encirclement inside out. And there was one more layer to the brilliance: the hidden Persian reserve, the secret force waiting to ambush the Muslims from behind. Khalid had detached a special cavalry unit specifically to intercept them. Before they could spring the trap, they would be hit first. It was a trap designed to catch a trap. The Persians had planned an ambush. Khalid had planned an ambush of the ambush. When the battle began, the ground shook. Persian war drums rolled across the plain like thunder. The massive Persian line, armored infantry, cavalry, and war elephants began to advance in disciplined, terrifying formation. 50,000 men, moving as one. Khalid's infantry met them in the center. The clash of steel on steel, of shields driving into shields, echoed across the flat desert plain. Men screamed, horses reared, the front lines pushed against each other like 2 tides colliding. From the Persian command position, everything looked exactly as Andarzaghar had predicted. The Muslim center was holding, but barely. Small, outnumbered, visibly straining under the weight of the Persian advance. Andarzaghar gave the order: send the flanking cavalry, complete the encirclement, end this now. The Persian horsemen thundered outward, racing around the edges of the Muslim line exactly as planned, sweeping wide to hit the Muslims from behind, to seal the trap, to end the battle. They found nothing. Empty desert. And then, from the dust and shadow, something else. The trap is set. The battle is coming. Part 2 drops soon. The double envelopment, the Persian collapse, the total victory. Subscribe to Tahuran History. Hit the bell. You do not want to miss what happens next.